Hey guys, what's going on? So, did you guys watch episode 1 of the night dive? Um, if you didn't watch that, you should go watch it. I'll put the link in the description below. But for now, here is episode 2. I've been editing it all day. It's just so much fun reviewing this footage. There's a lot of awesome critters. And I remember back a few months ago, I was having a problem doing 2 dives for one episode, and now look at these night dives. They're so awesome. I'm doing 2 episodes in one dive. I can't say I'm going to do that every day, but I just had too many awesome critters to show you for one episode. So I think you guys are going to like this one. There's some weird freaking stuff that I don't even know the name to. But enjoy. Critter Hunter. Well, I'm going to start this video off with the weirdest critter of all, one that I can't even tell you the name of. I was looking straight up, filming this weird thing that hopefully maybe you guys know the name of, and it was just floating along with the plankton. But then all of a sudden I put my hand down in the sand where I thought there was nothing, and I put my hand right down on a stingray, and it took off. Scared the bejesus out of me, really. But he must have been sleepy because he only went like 10 feet and just sat there. So I slowly swam over and started filming him. They must be super lazy at night because I've never been able to get this close to a blue-spotted stingray. I guess that's what they look like. But I put my hand down on this guy on accident. I think the spirit of Steve Irwin was whispering little sweet nothings to this guy, telling him not to sting me. But to be honest, when I look closer, I think he's missing half his tail. On the other hand, he's also the sleepiest little stingray in Dauin, so I was in no danger. Off in the grass, I saw this little pufferfish thingy. He's got some horns and some funny looking lips. No idea what species exactly it is, but he's pretty unique. And again, something that I don't normally film during the day. It's hard to get close. My next find was an awesome one. This little tiny red critter I actually mistaked for a frogfish at first, and then I realized it's an ambon scorpionfish. I've been searching for these guys in Dauin for a while. I've only seen them in Anilau and around Indonesia, and maybe Sipadan in Borneo. I've heard they are in Dauin, but I haven't been able to find one until now, and this one is a tiny little baby. You can see why I thought it was a frogfish at first. He's just walking around on its fins like a weirdo. You remember the big scissor crab that I found in the last episode of part 1? Well, I found another one. This guy was a lot smaller. Mr. Edward Scissorhands didn't have the biggest scissors like the last one, but still super unique. And I went from seeing none in my life to seeing 2 in 1 hour. That's why I'm starting to love night diving. This next crab's not super unique. I've seen decorator crabs before, but I've never seen them in this bright green color. He was like bright pea green. And so I had to stop and film him. I've seen decorator crabs before, but this guy was pretty unique. Then I found the weirdest situation. I had no idea what I was looking at. I just filmed it and then talked to some marine biologists later. Apparently this is a crab and he's shedding his skin. I thought it was some alien that landed on the wrong planet. And he's got a little buddy with him. And he's shedding his skin as well. So this is pretty rare footage. Finding a crab that's shedding its skin. And actually, finding two makes it even more rare. As you can see, that shell is just coming right off and he's trying to get out of there. It doesn't look very fun, to tell you the truth. But I know you didn't come to another critter hunter video to see another crab. I think you came for this. After searching every week since July, I finally found my first octopus. This guy was a little tiny coconut octopus. You know what? Normally these guys aren't rare at all. I find them all the time, but for some reason this year, this is the first one I've been able to find. I thought it was just my bad luck, but I've talked to a lot of marine biologists and the Philippines Conservation Department, and they all say that they're just not around this year for whatever reason. So is this a good sign that the octopus season started? This guy was tiny. So coconut octopus are probably named because they normally like to live inside coconuts and hide. And they're famous for those shots where they'll grab 2 half coconuts, 1 in each arm, and then shut them with himself inside. But this guy's so tiny, he's using seashells to do the same thing. As you can see, when I get too close, he grabs up each half of his seashell and just walks off, taking his home with him. These guys are way too smart. Look at them use those as tools. Guys, I hate to say it, but us humans during the Stone Age were starting to use tools. These octopus are using tools. They're basically in their species Stone Age. I think in 20,000 years, these guys are going to take over the earth. We should be worried. Luckily, I get them while they're still cute. When he feels comfortable, he sits in one shell and puts the other shell on like a hat. Just hides in his little house. This guy was tiny enough that these little half seashell things were big enough to cover his whole body if he wanted to. But he was too curious. He had to poke his head out and see what I'm up to. But eventually, he gets up and walks off. But I think he wanted to change barangays. Wanted a nicer neighborhood, I guess. For our first octopus of the year, this was some awesome footage. Like I said in part 1, this turned into a 98-minute dive. And this octopus was at the very last at about 1 or 2 meters deep. So you can see why the dive lasted so long. I just refused to leave until my camera died. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.